The Voice 107.04.com.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Rick's Place. I'm your host, Elasaur Roy Jr. I'm here with Pastor Chris Thomas and The Voice 17104. Here we are. Our topic, as always, is politics, national, state, and local. Had to rush in here today and rush in here and drinking my coffee, and I have to apologize for the little spills and thrills, but driving and drinking coffee is never a good idea. I should be an expert at it by now, but I'm not. So, just to give you that little disclaimer for my little spills on my shirt, but we're okay. There's much more serious things going on in this world than that, and than this. Yes, current events. Yeah, we had a State of the Union this week by our president, Joe Biden. I thought the president did rather well until he was interrupted by the lunatic fringe. And I find it astounding that they could sit in the majestic halls of Congress and call the President of the United States a liar.
Oh my, sir.
Well, that's fascinating. When all they do is lie.
Wow.
And this woman, and that's a gentle term, Marjorie Taylor Greene, is just, I didn't think nobody could be that stupid. I really didn't. I didn't think any of God's creatures could be that demented. See, it is totally intolerable. I don't know how the Republicans put up with her. She doesn't take anything into consideration of what she's saying. She just says it. And now it's off the chain and off the wall and demented and any other term you want to use for imbecile. When another idiot don't agree with her. Well, that's Lauren Bobbitt. She crazy as a loon too. But when crazy don't agree with crazy, now you know we're in trouble. They asked her a question there. Those news reporters about Marjorie Taylor Greene, and Lauren Bobbitt said, "Oh, I can't go with the space lasers. The Jews are controlling the space lasers and shocking people on Earth." She's like, me and Marjorie agree on a lot, and they do. And I can't roll with that. Now, anytime crazy don't want to be associated with crazy, now there you go. But yet these idiots are in Congress shouting at the president for telling the truth. You did give him a proposal. And he was being courteous when he didn't name the names at the State of Union address, but he's been naming the names since then, while he's been on the trail selling the proposal to the American people. Rick Scott, a Republican from Florida, said he wants, and tried to tie this now, follow this, try to tie this to the debt ceiling. He wants to put these proposals that I gave the president and tie it to the debt ceiling. He wants us to revisit all federal statutes every 5 years to see if they're relevant or not, and see if we can get rid of them. And get rid of what? Think about that, folks. Get rid of what? See, don't go for the smoke screen that this is all about Social Security and Medicare or Medicaid and all that. That's the illusion. Look past that. This runs deeper than that. All federal statutes, don't that include the Voting Rights Act? He said review all. See if we need them or not. Well, what comes to my mind is the first one would be the vote, because that most affects them. If they could diminish or take away your right to vote, my right to vote, that helps them. You want to revisit all federal stat? No, nobody going for that. And then these Republicans act like they don't have grandparents or great grandparents, aunts, uncles, maybe cousins or whatever on this Social Security disability. They act like they don't have nobody in their family on Social Security. They just think is it all us? That's all on Social Security? Is it all the Hispanics or all the Chinese Americans, the Japanese Americans? Is we the only ones on? The indigenous people? You think no? Your grandparents worked all their lives paying into Social Security. Your grandmother, your grandfather, your aunts, uncles, cousins, the same as ours. But you want to get rid of Social Security or want to have a sunset. I like that term. Sunset. On Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid. Like you ain't gonna get out. But you think you gonna stay at the age you're at? Well, I got a news flash for you, Ace. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're not gonna stay at the age you're at. What happens to the money that you paid into Social Security? That you just go and donate that to the government. No, you're gonna want that. What about the matching funds your employer put in? That you want the sunshine. Well, what employer said, wait a minute, sport. Let me tell you something here, Ace. What about our money? Well, with the sunshine, you don't have to put nothing in and you'd be okay. What about the money we have put in? Oh, you can't get that back. Oh, we can't. Look, see, these are the cartoons that you sent to Washington. All these little cartoon characters, I'm looking at Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Bobbitt. No, Bobbitt, I guess that's her name. All these women are Sarah Palin on steroids. That's all. The little groupies, Donald Trump groupies. They're like wind-up dolls. You remember years ago they had that little doll? They call it Chatty Cathy. You pull a string, and the doll was pre-programmed to say certain things. I'm your friend, pull the string. I'm Daddy Cathy, pull the string. Well, these all Donald Trump's groupies. Every time you pull the string, you hear him. Election was stolen. Pull the string again. You know, man. People are against the conservative. Pull the string again. Pre-programmed fools, foolish people in positions of power. That's the scary thing. Think about that, people. These idiots are sitting in Washington, D.C., making decisions on your life and my life, the lives of our children. Talking about getting rid of programs that benefit everyone for the sake of promoting themselves, not you and I, themselves, holding Congress hostage. A seat of government. You got these buffoons and this Freedom Caucus, this Freedom Party caucus, and I think that's ill named. It ain't about nobody's freedom. The Freedom Caucus. Every time they say that, I start laughing. They're not interested in freedom. It's all about manipulation and control. These people are so frantic and hectic and delusional that they try to seize power by overthrowing the Constitution of the United States. Refusing to accept a legitimate election result to the point where they attacked the Capitol. Some of them same people sitting in Congress right now help plan it. And they're congressmen and senators. Did you think they forgot? They're still plotting. And you better believe that. Don't you take your eye off them for a second. This woman was at an event, and we're still talking about Marjorie Taylor Greene. She said in front of a room full of people, I tell y'all what, if it was me and Steve Bannon planning that, we'd have succeeded. We'd have had our arms. Human guns. So this woman is sitting in Congress. And Kevin McCarthy, the speaker, he's so weak. Put this woman on very influential committees with all them conspiracy theories and rhetoric and foolishness that nobody can endorse. She's hollering and screaming, excuse me, in Congress, acting like a 2-year-old. And you can see the disgust on the look of the Republican members sitting beside her. See how screaming, they just looking straight ahead. Just like, oh Lord, why couldn't this woman sit somewhere else? I don't know if it's designated seats in Congress where you're supposed to sit, or if you just come in on the Republican side, you can sit anywhere. And but I know these guys wish she was someplace else. Because I sure would hate that child's play somewhere else, honey. This ain't working. You're not working. I don't know who the bunch of people that sent you here, your constituency, but I would really like to go there and talk to them. You supported her? For what reason? And please give me another reason other than what she looked like. But believe me, she ain't no day at the beach. Come on, man. Come on, folks. She's not smart. So you can't tell me, oh, she's intelligent and she knows why she didn't. No, she doesn't. I would just like to hear from them as to why you voted as bad as the people that voted for Herschel Walker in Georgia. You remember him? Great football player. I loved him when he was playing football, but sending him to Washington as a senator was not a smart idea. And I'm glad he didn't. But there was a lot of people that vote for him. And I would like to talk to them. For what reason? Was he up on the issues? Did he propose to improve the quality of life for his fellow Georgians? And he don't even live in Georgia. So he sure wasn't going to propose an equality of life for you. But these are the people that you are electing and sending there. What is their goals and objectives where you are concerned? It's not. So why'd you vote for him? These people are there to disrupt. They have no idea about how to improve your quality of life because they don't care about your quality of life. They're there to do anything they can to interfere with the day-to-day process of legislating, improving, developing programs to enhance the quality of life for Americans in this country. They're going to disrupt that because that's not what they're concerned about. And you can see it every day, every time they open their mouth. Some still running around there on the day of the State of Union address. They still hollering about Donald Trump. The election was stolen. You think they're there to improve things? Excuse me again. They lost their minds when President Biden began to talk about, he never even mentioned the man's name. He said, my predecessor. Oh, they talking about Donald. They talk about our hero. Your hero. That's when they lost their mind. Want to argue. This is the State of Union address. Shut up. That's why you had that lying governor of Arkansas, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, another Trumpette, give the rebuttal. Let her give the rebuttal. This woman didn't have a problem going out to that podium every day when she was Trump's press secretary and lying the whole press conference because she was spouting what Trump wanted her to spout. And then telling the people, yeah, I talked to the FBI. And then you think them reporters was going to ask the FBI? Well, she's counting on the FBI not saying anything. Well, somebody had it about this. This woman ain't talked to us. And then they hit her with that. And then she said, yeah, I meant to talk to. That's what I meant to say. Honey, you just came up. What? If you lied about that, what else was you lying about from up here? That was trivial. That if you talked to him, you talked to him. You didn't, you didn't. So if you lie about that, and that was relatively minor, what won't you lie about? It's interesting, folks, and these are the people that have been elected to some pretty powerful positions. Where Sarah Huckabee Sanders is now the governor of Arkansas. That's a scary thought. What the governor is in charge of? The National Guard. Think about that. This Trumpette is in charge of the National Guard. She's in charge of some well-trained people with guns. Mm-hmm. Keep your eye on the ball. Never stop thinking. Never stop watching. Pay attention to what is happening around you, no matter where it's happening. Believe me, other countries are. Because see, whichever way America goes, the world goes. We have interest and concern on almost every country in the world. See, America don't have friends. That's our friend. You never are friends. Friends, nothing. America has interests. Don't have friends. So when you look at it domestically, what is their interest? What serves them best? Then you look deeper and take us right back to what they're trying to tie to the debt ceiling and what they're proposing. What are they doing now as opposed to what they're about to do? And just consider what they have done. Past, present, future. Be very careful with that, folks. Keep your mouth shut and your eyes and ears open. And once you have gathered all the information through seeing and hearing, then deliver an informed response, and your mouth can be open. And you can call the truth down front. All lies disappear when the truth is told. That's why when they begin to tell the truth the other day, in the committee, they ran Marjorie Taylor Greene out the room. OKC, she really laid into her without even mentioning her name. But dispelling the lie when they had the Twitter executives in the room. And Marjorie Taylor Greene was trying to berate them, trying to use the First Amendment. Get out of here. This is a private company. Well, members of the committee started laying out the truth. Then the Trumpettes couldn't handle it, so she ran out the room. Marjorie Taylor Greene is a fool. Along with Lord Bobbitt, Carrie Lake, and all the rest of them Trumpettes. But the dangerous part about it is they have a following. Check out who's following them. I'm going to leave you with that thought. We'll come back. We're going to discuss some more. Because you see here, all things politics and how it affects you and I, and the rest of the nation, the rest of the world. Good being with you here today. And I have to see you next week, folks. Take care of yourself.